And I'm Robin. This is My Alkaline Vegan Journey.
Wow, I found out so much information about castor oil and I need to share it. This is a 3-part series on all things that you need to know about castor oil. We deal with how to grow it, how to harvest it, how to prepare the seeds to extract the oil. We tell you all the biochemical compounds that are in it, how these compounds are so prevalent and potent in the human body. By the way, did you all know that the major biochemical compound in castor oil is called ricinoleic acid? And this acid was used in one of our wars as a biochemical weapon. I mean, there's so many things that I did not know about this particular oil that I'm going to share with you throughout this journey. So stick with me and don't worry about pens or paper. I'm preparing a downloadable guide of all the biochemical compounds that are found in castor oil with their benefits to the human body. So stick with us. Well, let's get started. What is castor oil? Castor oil is a vegetable oil. The oil comes from the seed of the Ricinus communis plant, otherwise known as the castor bean plant. This is a cluster, I call them pods, of beans. The brown things that you see in the photo are the beans. Inside the bean are the seeds. And that's what makes castor oil so expensive. It's extracting the seed from the hull, which is the bean, and extracting the oil from that seed. This is the oil that was left on my hands after handling the actual pod with all the beans, which signifies that the seeds are still ripening, and through a natural process using the sun, it's still extracting the oil. The biochemical components found in castor oil are phenomenal, starting with the ricinoleic acid, which is a rare compound. The ricinoleic acid is the primary active compound, and it makes up nearly 90% of the seed's chemical structure, something almost no other oil can claim. The benefits are anti-inflammatory, and we know that anti-inflammatory is all about reducing swelling, pain, and redness in the body. And it's especially useful for soothing skin, joints, and internal inflammation. It's antibacterial, which means it kills or stops the growth of bacteria, helping to prevent or fight infections on the skin or inside the body. Then it's antifungal. That means it fights against fungi, like yeast or mold, and is commonly used to treat skin issues like athlete's foot or yeast infections. Then it stimulates the lymphatic flow, your body's natural drainage and detox system. It moves fluids, waste, and toxins out of your tissues and supports your immune system. The compounds also benefit the relief of pain, promotes hair growth, and moisturizes and soothes the skin. Although ricinoleic acid is the major compound found in castor oil, it comes with backup. Oleic acid, which accounts for about 3 to 5% in the seed, and is an omega-9 fatty acid. The benefits are skin softening, reduction of inflammation, and it enhances the skin's permeability for deeper hydration, which makes this the key component and the reason why castor oil is the oil that actually penetrates deeper in the human skin than any other oil. Then you have linoleic acid, which accounts for about 3 to 4% of the castor seed. It's an omega-6 fatty acid. The benefits are skin barrier repair, acne properties, anti-acne properties, and it supports wound healing, which are ideal for those autoimmune disease breakouts like psoriasis and eczema. There's stearic acid in castor oil. It's a saturated fatty acid. The benefits is it's used as a cleansing agent in soaps. It's an emollient and skin softener. Palmitic acid is an antioxidant that enhances the skin barrier function. Now I want to talk to you about the saturated fatty acid found in stearic acid, the omega-9 fatty acid found in the oleic acid, and the omega-6 fatty acid found in the linoleic acid, and the monounsaturated fatty acid found in the ricinoleic acid. What's interesting is the ricinoleic acid also has an omega-9 fatty acid. So starting with the monounsaturated fat found in the ricinoleic acid, it is a healthy fat found in foods like olive oil and avocados. They help to lower the bad cholesterol, that's called LDL, and it supports heart health without clogging the arteries. Then you have the oleic acid, which is an omega-9 fatty acid. It's a non-essential fat for your body. Your body can make it, but it's still super beneficial. It's found in castor oil, and they help to reduce inflammation. It supports immune health and balance cholesterol. Then you have the omega-6 fatty acid found in the linoleic acid. Now, it is an essential fat that your body cannot make on its own. It's found in nuts, seeds, and oils. They help with brain function, skin health, and cell growth. But check this out. Too much of the omega-6 fatty acid without enough omega-3 can lead to inflammation. Now, the emollient that the stearic acid provides is basically a substance that softens and smooths the skin. And it does this by forming a protective barrier that locks in moisture that helps to repair dry, cracked, and irritated skin. Now, we all know that an antioxidant protects your body from these free radicals, these unstable molecules that damage cells and speed up aging. Antioxidants help prevent disease and keeps the skin looking youthful and healthy. So we covered all the oils that are found in castor oil by way of these biochemical compounds. Now let's move on to the rest of the biochemical compounds and a note of warning. Okay, here we go. The tocopherols, the vitamin E, that is your anti-aging ingredient. Skin repair, antioxidant, all of that. But check out this warning. The ricin and ricinin that's in these castor beans is very toxic to humans. It only takes about 1 to 2 milliliters for it to cause fatalities. You can't play around with this stuff. But that's why when it's processed properly, it is so potent and effective. Join us May 12th. We're going to be making our Black Castor Oil here in St. Lucia. This is just a recap of all the benefits that these biochemical compounds in castor oil are providing. Digestive health, pain relief and anti-inflammatory, lymphatic and immune support, skin health, hair and scalp health. And don't forget, that's your eyebrows and your eyelashes. Helps with all of that. This is the one thing, if you have nothing else in your medicine cabinet, that you should have. Castor oil, Black Castor Oil from St. Lucia. Now we're at the fun part, where we actually show you how I make Black Castor Oil in St. Lucia. I'm going to show you how I harvested the seeds, and that was a long process. And I believe primarily is the reason why castor oil is so expensive. I'm going to show you exactly how once you've harvested the beans, the seeds are within the bean, and the extraction is laborious. I'm going to show you how we not only extract the seed from the bean, but on May 12th, we're going to go live and show you exactly how we prepare the castor oil. Now, we're waiting to May 12th because it is a full moon, and we're preparing this whole batch according to the lunar cycle. The beans were harvested during full moon, and they're being prepared into the castor oil on a full moon. And here in St. Lucia, that has great significance, not only for the maximum yield, but also the spiritual connection to the earth, the frequencies and the resonance that comes with preparing the oil during the lunar cycle. I'm also going to provide a few infusions that we have available in the myalkalineveganjourney.com store that are made with our homemade, handmade castor oils. They're phenomenal. Those oils that are infused take a while. So for those of you that join us during the live, will be available to purchase, pre-order the castor oil that we're actually making on the 12th. So get your orders in. Those orders alone will also have packaging that we're hoping to promote throughout this line, but they're coming from natural substances. We're going to start off with using the calabash and the coconut shells to package the castor oil. So they're going to be commemorative and keepsakes. So make sure you get your pre-orders in. The pre-order starts on May 12th at the beginning of the live show. The website is myalkalineveganjourney.com, and all orders that are taken will be by first come, first served only, because we already know we're going to have a limited supply. Now, if you get your pre-orders in and we run out, you will be on the next list of those receiving the next batch of castor oil. So join us May 12th here on YouTube to check out exactly how black castor oil is made. Now, what's happening right now is the roasting of the castor seeds by the sun. and it's phenomenal. When you roast the castor seeds, what's happening is that several important changes are occurring. Moisture evaporates. That is one of the things that is really necessary when trying to drive out the water content, drying the seeds and preparing them for the oil extraction. The second thing that's happening is the toxin breakdown. That ricin that's in the castor oil needs to be denatured. Castor seeds naturally contain a toxin protein called ricin. Heat during roasting denatures or breaks down this protein, neutralizing its harmful effects. So we've done this for about 30 plus days so far. So these seeds are going to be quite ready for the complete oil extraction. This is the main part of making castor oil, extracting the seeds from the beans. A laborious task, and I'm sure the reason why castor oil is so expensive. First, once you harvest the clusters of beans from the castor trees, this is what they look like. They're like all together, like this. And once they dry, they look like this.
How are you doing?
Okay, I'm filming right now. So the castor bean actually has 3 sections to it. And in each of these sections is a castor seed. And what you have to do is get that seed out of the bean. When the bean starts to dry, it begins to pop each of those sections, those 3 sections, into single sections. And this is kind of what it looks like. This is all done by the sun, drying the beans and getting them such that they pop the seed. And here's what's actually happening. And I'm trying to find one that's almost popped. Here's a bean that has the 3 sections, the 3 seeds, but you can see the seeds are kind of separate from each other. That means that it's ready to pop. So you might hear the pop when I open it. That's it. That's the pop you hear. That's the popcorn pop you hear when trying to get to the seed out of the bean. Now, as you can see, not only did it separate 3 sections, but each of the sections opened just enough to let the seed out. So let me show you what that looks like. So here's one of the sections, and the way it popped allowed the seed to basically just pop out. And that, how do I do this? That is the seed. There. But guys, I don't stop there. I don't just capture the seed. Let me get these seeds separated. Now, if I didn't have the sun, I would literally have to do this manually with all of these. They just pop right out. And I always do that. But like I said, I take it a step further. Not only do we capture the seeds, and we have them in abundance right now because we've been doing this since at least April 3rd. There's another step because I found more information about the medicinal benefits of the husk and the stems, not to mention the leaves. This is what we have as far as all the beans that got dried and popped out the seed. We save all of them. I go through these about 20, 30 times to make sure we have every seed because every seed counts. But like I said, not only do I keep the hulls, I keep the stems too. There are some amazing medicinal benefits. And as I should have known, in the hull, in the stems, and in the leaves and roots. Now check this out. These are the baby castor plants, but all of this is on top of root plants like yams and things that vine up. And you can see the vines kind of on the side there coming out. And I put a couple tomatoes out there just thinking that, I don't know, if they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. But here come these castor plants. And they're very prevalent. And that's how they effectively can be planted anywhere. So if you get any of the mulch that does have the seed, try to go through it, not to kill the seed. We've gone through these husks and shells several times to make sure we capture every seed, because every seed counts. Believe you me, when you're making castor oil. But if you do happen to get one, because we're going to package your oil in these, husks, and you can use them for your fertilizer. You can use it for your anything for the ground. They actually have a recipe for using something else. Okay. So y'all give me a minute. We're going to go through this next video and I'll explain. This is how we harvest our castor beans. These are the seeds we're looking for. They're dark in color, dried, and ready to pop the seed. They make the easiest to work with when making castor oil because they're almost to that point of releasing the seed. This is the perfect castor bean pod. Many of these seeds have already popped from the beans and are now growing new plants. That's the reason for those small baby plants in that pot of rooted plants at the beginning of the clip. Those seeds actually popped from the beans as we were drying them into the pots and are now growing. We've got about 6 of them growing. This is the perfect castor bean pod. All the beans are dried. The sections are separate. All that's left to do is to pop the seed. This was one of those perfect castor bean pods with all the beans dried, separate. I harvested this and check out what I found. Yep, castor oil straight from the tree itself, which means that the seeds were ripe enough to not only go through their roasting, but also in expelling and extracting the oil. This is actual castor oil in my hand from that pod that I harvested. Hey guys, yes, these are castor beans, and I'm getting to the seeds, and they're popping in my hand. But this is how I get the stems off, and it's popping some of the seeds, but definitely getting the beans popped. So we have this. That's what we want. You want seeds? We got the seeds. And these, one of them popped me right in the face. So you have to be very careful because these set in the sun and they popped and got hard and are ready to pop. So they will pop in your face. They're popping as soon as I touch them. So I gotta monitor. I did them inside because I can control it. Outside, the seeds were flying everywhere. At least in here I can control it so that they don't get into dirt and start growing. We're going to have a patch where we do nothing but grow castor trees for the purposes of making castor oil. So this is our first batch. And I'm telling you, this may look like a lot, but this is still not enough. This might make, I don't know, maybe, I want to say, maybe 16 ounces, if that. Because you need at least a pound per ounce, a pound of seeds per ounce of oil, something like that. Don't quote me, look it up. But that's what I'm going through now, getting all the, this is what the pod looks like, similar, something like this.
And what I'm doing is just massaging them a little bit so I get them off of the stem. And then I can go through and check the seeds. If you listen, you can hear them popping. That's not me rolling them. But this is a great technique to get castor seeds out of the beans. Yeah. So let me show you what we're working with. This is the castor bean. Let me show you. That's what it looks like. It actually has 4 sections, and or 3 sections, and in each of these sections is a seed. So this is the pod, and that popped. That popped. It was ready. And what we're doing is we're getting the seed out. That's the seed. And that's one of the pods. I'm just going to put it down in here. And all of these are ready. All of these are ready. And what I'm trying to do is get these shells out of the mix. So, join me in about 3 hours when I finish this batch. Now that we have all the castor pods separated from the stems, yes, I'm using an old suitcase, popping. And what's left in your hands are pieces of the pod. You know, these little pieces where you know a seed has already come out. So once I go through and wash these, okay, we're going to go back and lift, try to get some seeds over in one area, you know. Let's see. So what I'm doing here is trying to separate the hulls from the seeds. There are lots of seeds, but you can't see them for the hulls. This opens this tripod seed bean and releases all of the seeds. Really works out nicely. Okay, I'll be back. Let's show some seeds. All right. These are the castor beans. Hey guys, it's Robin from My Alkaline Vegan Journey, and we are on task. I'm going to tell you, making castor oil is a laborious task. No joke. I'm telling you. Let me show you where we are now. These are beans that have been, not the beans, excuse me. These are the seeds that make the castor oil. You got to get to the seed through the bean. And that is the laborious task, part of it. But what's funny is, it's worth every freaking bit of it. These are our seeds, and they are glaring in the sun. You just bask in the sun. Look at you, finally. These are our castor seeds. I don't want to be in the shadows. And this is how they do. In the sun. Just so. This is how we roast our castor beans. directly from the sun. So guys,
Hey guys, it's Robin from My Alkaline Vegan Journey,
and
I just want to invite you all
the day we're
to join us May 12th.
the
We're
actual
gonna,
castor oil,
processing
all the
our castor
roasting,
oil.
all the harvesting,
I hope you're
everything has been
enjoying
done. We have the seeds. We've got our setup. We're going to be doing the actual
just showing you
live,
step by step
on
how
YouTube,
we're actually
possibly TikTok
coming up
as
with
well.
castor oil that
And
will go
we're going to show
on
you
pre-sale
exactly from the point
on
of
May
roasting
12th.
those seeds
May
what you have
12th
to do to
is
extract
significant
the oil,
because it is the full moon.
making black
And
castor oil from
with
St.
that,
Lucia.
we're hoping to bring
Which I'm telling you is exponentially better than all of it because of the volcanic earth that the
really
trees are grown in. So
black
join us
volcanic
May
castor oil here in
12th.
St. Lucia.
We're
So
gonna
join
assign the
us.
time, but make
We'll
sure
be
you're subscribed.
Check us out on YouTube
Those of you
and
who
TikTok.
are pre-order,
We're still battling with
pre-orders for this
TikTok,
castor oil
but that's
that we're
okay.
making on the 12th.
We want
on
the word
the 12th,
to get out
during the live.
And
those
if you
of you
join
who
us
order
on May 12th, we're going to actually
pre-order will be
the process
getting
of
your containers,
extracting the oil from the
what I'm going to call
seeds. I mean, this was
because
not
I'm not
a joke.
sure we're going to be able to sustain.
And I understand one of the
making the
vendors,
containers for the oil
ladies at the
out
market,
of these natural
she
sources
sells oil.
until we can
And
find
I'm like, do you
a
make your own?
Lucian
She's like,
who already
really
works with
and I understand
coconuts
why.
who can make
you can't
these
do both. You need a
containers
team that
for
can
us.
kind of be
We
on
want
making
everything
it,
to
and then
leave
another
as
team to sell it.
little of
and
a
they go
carbon
to the market
footprint as
every day.
possible.
So
So
when
what
you
we're
gonna make
doing,
oil? Never.
even the containers,
So a lot of people
we're making
stay
from
home
scratch.
and make the oil, but this
And that's
stuff
gonna
is
be a
no
lot.
joke.
And I love the idea because
this is why
it's a keepsake that you can put anything in after
I swear
using
by
the
it
oil.
because I had a knot
And it's all
in
natural.
2 different places on my body.
The
Now
entire
3 because I had
concept of doing the lunar
And,
cycle with growing,
I used castor
with
oil and
harvesting
without
the
fail.
seeds,
Gone.
and
I mean,
processing
really,
the oil
the
during
lump
this
on my
lunar
breast
cycle
really scared
is
me
going to be
because
exponentially
my sister died of
heightened
breast
by
cancer.
using it
But to have
from a
put that
natural source,
black
like
castor
coconut shell
oil
or
made
calabash.
here by these
So
sisters
you all
and
join
brothers
us on
here
May
in St.
12th. And make sure
Lucia,
you have your orders
cooking
ready.
it. I mean,
Everything
making
is
the black
coming
castor
through
oil
the
with all the
website,
ricinoleic acid, all of that
myalkalinevegan.com.
in it.
I'm
And
Robin.
I'm telling you, this stuff
My
works.
Alkaline
I'm
Vegan Journey.
a witness.
Join us.
Direct to that. But I
So
want you all
guys,
to
make
join
sure
to see how
you're
we make
with
it. We're
us
gonna have a
on
few
May
seeds
12th.
available up in
It is the full
saving
moon,
some
and it is
seeds
the day we're
to pass
actually
along because they've
processing
also got
the
an
actual
initiative
castor
that I'd like
oil.
to start here.
All the
about,
roasting,
having
all the
some of
harvesting,
the
everything
stuff
has
that
been
grows
done.
so abundantly
We have
here
the
in St.
seeds.
Lucia, just be
We've
prevalent
got
all
our
over,
setup.
just
We're going to be
overwhelming.
doing the
So
actual
no one has to go with
live
that. I love that
on YouTube,
that radio
possibly TikTok as
DJ
well.
said that because I've
And
always
we're going to
thought
show
that.
you exactly
Always save
from
your
the
seeds.
point of
Don't
roasting
just
those
throw them, and if you
seeds
do throw them
what
somewhere
you
where
have
they
to
might
do to
grow.
extract
You
the
know.
oil.
Anyhow,
Making
y'all stay
black
with me. I'm going
castor
to be
oil from
announcing May
St.
12th,
Lucia,
and get ready for the
which I'm telling
pre-sale.
you is
I'm going
exponentially better
to
than
take you on a
all
little
of it
adventure of trying to
because of the
make these
volcanic earth that the trees
completely
are grown in.
natural
So join us
coconut shells lined
May
with
12th.
banana leaves
We're going to
using
assign the
only
time,
resin
but make
to
sure you're
connect them.
subscribed.
Coconut.
Those of you who are pre-order,
We have so
we're
many
going to open
coconuts, and we are on that
pre-orders for this
recycle
castor
tip.
oil
Y'all
that
know
we're
that.
making on the
Recycle,
12th.
reuse,
On the
repurpose,
12th
call it what you
during
like.
the live.
We're about it.
Those of you who order,
So join me. I'm going to make a
pre-order
few videos
will
once I
be
capture all
getting
my
your
coconuts
containers
to get
in
started. I
what I'm
found
going to
some
call
resin that's already there. I don't have to
keepsakes
puncture a
because
tree.
I'm not sure
I'm
we're going to
learning
be
how
able
to
to
make the
sustain
resin, so that we can
making
use
the
it as
containers for the oil out of these
not an
natural
adhesive.
sources.
Yes, it is an
until we
adhesive.
can find
To
a
bind
Lucian
and stuff. And these are
who
going to be
already
collectors.
works with
Only those
coconuts who can make these
pre-order will be getting
containers
these,
for us. We want everything
We'll see
to
how production
leave
goes. We're
as
actually trying to get
little
some.
of a footprint.
I was thinking about having
as possible.
some people
So
who
what
are
we're
already
doing,
working with coconut.
even the
Kind
containers,
of
we're
involve
making
them
from
in
scratch.
this, pay them to really come up with some
And I love the idea because
containers.
it's a keepsake that you can put anything
all this money
in
for this,
after
these
using the
containers
oil.
that really don't
And
signify
it's
who we
all
are.
natural.
And we're
So
talking about
the
saving the
entire
earth and
concept
removing
of
our
doing the
carbon
lunar cycle
footprints and
with
all of that. Let's
growing,
do it. That's how you do it. Anyhow,
harvesting
I'll be
the
back.
seeds
We're going to do another
and,
video. We might have a
processing the
massive
oil
plant and cleanup
during this lunar
We'll
cycle.
see. Stay tuned.
It's going to be exponentially heightened by you.